G'day everyone, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today we will be doing the Africa Tips GeoGuessr tips video for Africa. And also thank you for 20 subscribers. It's something I wanted to reach and I've finally got it. For the milestone, I'm going to do a Q&A. So post your questions you want to do in a Q&A video in the comments down below. And I'll do a Q&A video after I do all the GeoGuessr tips videos for that one. So yeah. So now let's just get into this video. Right here, we're starting off with Tunisia. In Tunisia, you will have this follow car. Some countries in the world have this you have these follow cars that just follow you around in Google Street View for security reasons, I think it is. Also in Tunisia, the license plates will be mostly black with a bit of white on them. Some other license plates have a bit of red on them, which I will show you in another location. And the language you mostly see around is mostly Arabic, and sometimes you can get this French as well. So yeah, that's another good clue. Also, a good thing to know about Tunisia is most of the coverage is on this east coast. Like, it's not anywhere over here. Majority of the coverage, the vast majority is around this east coast. So, yeah. And in this second location, I'm going to show you these license plates I was talking about. They have this red with black and white on them too. This is the follow car in this case too. And the Google car, not so much Google car Meta, but you have this sort of looking architecture. And Tunisia will have this little stubby antenna on the Google car, which you won't get in UAE and Jordan. So that's how you tell it apart from those other countries. Right, moving on to Senegal. Senegal is a very famous way to tell apart from the countries, and it is by these rifts or cracks, but we call them rifts in the sky. There's these little sort of crack things you get in the sky. It's a glitch you only get in certain countries on Google Maps. You get it in Senegal, and the two European countries I said about my first tips video about Albania and Montenegro have the two. But if you have these rifts, African-looking landscape, sort of arid, and if you have these roof racks on the Google car, then you are 100% in Senegal. And yeah, this is a Senegalese location in the capital, Dakar. In Dakar, you actually not, well, in this location, you usually probably don't have rifts in the sky. As you can see, we don't have much rift. This is a rift or not, but usually you won't have rift in the sky. But you still have this Google car with these roof racks, but you won't have tape. We'll just talk about black tape on the front bar in just a second. And yeah, this is what Dakar looks like. Speaking of tape, we have arrived in Ghana. In Ghana, if you look down at the Google car, you'll have these two roof racks, but the front bar will have some tape on it. This black tape. I think it's the only country in the world to have tape on the front bar of the car. So if you have this Google car, you are for sure in Ghana. And also to confirm it, if you have these yellow plates as well, and these taxis, if you have these like yellow or orange panels on the taxis, that's another good clue if you're in Ghana. If you don't see this Google car, if you're playing like no moving, panning, or zooming, for example, and yeah, that's good to know too. Next country we'll be coming here is Nigeria. In Nigeria, you'll have this sort of blur on the Google car, sort of wider blur on the Google car because everything's blurred out. And the follow car, already not just follow cars, any cars, they have this green tint to the license plate, which not a lot of countries in the world have. So if you see a license plate, this is greenish tint, like green to greenish, looking a bit greenish, then you are in Nigeria as well. Also, at the coverage in Nigeria, we have Nigeria just here. Most of the coverage is just on this road between, like, this is Abuja, the capital, up here, and then you got Lagos, large city down here, but it's in this southern half of the country, not a lot of coverage. No point in guessing up here somewhere, as, like, vast majority of the coverage is around this southern half of the country. This is in Abuja, the capital, and the Google car here is a bit different. The Google car here has these bars visible with these black and yellow tape on it, so yeah, that's a good thing to know too. Right, now we're moving on to Uganda. In Uganda, the coverage is quite limited. You only get coverage in the capital city of Kampala and in some national parks, at this one here, for example. So you're in Kampala. The typical Ugandan Google car is this one. We have the side mirrors visible with a bit of white on the Google car. The license plates will be yellow. Let's see if we can get a better look at them. This one's going further away, but yeah, we see the rear license plates will be yellow, but the front license plates in the distance there, they're white. They're supposed to be white, so yeah. But if you see this Google car, you are for sure in Kampala in Uganda, with yellow back plates and white front plates. No, this is just the national park coverage The Google cars in the Uganda National Park looks totally different. See, this is not the one with the mirrors visible with the white. This is just in the national park where it's just circular blur. Might be Gen 2, but yeah, this is just blur. You can't see the Google car. Yeah, you can get some missed coverage in Uganda and Kenya, I believe, as well. So good to know too. Now we move on to Kenya. In Kenya, there's two main Google cars you'll see. This is the first one. It has this, I think they call it a snorkel or mirror, this thing you get on the left side. If you see that, you're for sure in Kenya. The license plates in Kenya will be yellow at the back and white at the front. Same Alex with the Ugandan ones, but I believe the Kenyan ones are wider. I might be wrong there, but I believe the Kenyan ones are wider. The white fronts, yellow backs. Yeah, same style as Uganda's, white back plates, yellow front plates. Also, yellow back plates, white front plates. But yeah, this Google car gives basically all it away. And this is the second Google car you can see with this snorkel, they call it, a snorkel in our community. Yeah, it's this thing I see here. You see it on the right side, you see a mirror on the left side. Two Google cars, the one you can see a mirror on the right side, and this one you can see a snorkel on the right side. You'll see roof racks too. If you have this snorkel car, I believe you can see it as well with the mirror car too. But yeah, we're in a bit more of a rural area. But yeah, these Google cars will give away that you are in Kenya. Alright, now we move on to the southern four African countries: Botswana, South Africa, Lesotho, and Eswatini. These countries can be sometimes hard to tell apart, but let's see if there are any differences. Also, sorry, another thing I forgot to mention is that in Uganda and Kenya, you drive on the left side, and same with these four southern African countries, you drive on the left side in all these countries here. In Nigeria, you drive on the right side, same with Ghana and Senegal and Tunisia. And in Senegal, by the way, they speak French. Tunisia, French. Here, I'm pretty sure actually, yeah, but I don't know. But all these countries around here are right side. All these countries here, left side. Madagascar's on the right though, so there's Reunion, which we'll get to too. We'll get to Madagascar and Reunion soon. But anyway, these are the southern African countries. What do I see here? So this is Botswana. In Botswana, you can sometimes see these yellow and black striped poles. If you see these, you are for sure in Botswana. And you can sometimes see these blue signs as well, which I believe you can also see in Lesotho too. So yeah, it's between those two countries sometimes. But if you see the yellow and black striped poles, I don't think Lesotho has it. I think it's only in Botswana. We drive on the left side, like I said, left there, left there. The license plates will be yellow backs and there'll be white fronts. So yeah, that's another good clue. Here we have a rural Botswana. Botswana, compared to the other southern African countries, is a lot flatter than South Africa and Lesotho and Eswatini. So if you spawn in this location and you're in southern Africa, and it's very flat, you're probably in Botswana. And also, a very good important thing to mention is that all the southern African countries, these four countries I'm talking about right now, they use yellow side lines, and in the middle they use white lines. So it'll be white middles and yellow sides. That'll be in all four countries: Botswana, Lesotho, South Africa, and Eswatini. And you see a speed limit on one, but we also see the yellow and black stripe poles. So yeah, that's another thing that gives away that this is Botswana. Another thing to mention is, in these southern four African countries, the Google car will either be white or, in this case, not visible at all. That's the same with the other countries too in this region. Right, moving on to South Africa. South Africa, if you spawn in an African location and you have this Gen 2 camera with a circular blur in the sky and this white blur on the Google car, then it is South Africa. South Africa is the only country in Africa that has Gen 2 coverage. So yeah, this is for sure South Africa. And also these signs. You see these sort of style signs that are green with these yellow roads, like usually R roads. And sometimes you might see some Dutch sounding words because Afrikaans seems to be like Dutch. You are also in South Africa. And yeah, that's pretty much all the clues I can really see around here. This is South Africa again. I want to show you the license plates. They will be white at the front and they'll be white at the back. This is a difference you'll see from Botswana and Botswanese plates, I believe. Yeah, because they're yellow in Botswana. And of course, this white Google car I was talking about. You see that in Botswana as well, actually, even though we had blurred out Google car, but you see this in all the southern African countries. So yeah, good clue as well. But moving on to Lesotho, and Lesotho and Eswatini can be very hard to tell apart sometimes, but I've got some clues for you that could help you tell them apart. On Lesotho, the license plates, for a start, they are white, with a white Google car too, but they usually have like a blue or red tint to them sometimes only, not all the time, sometimes. This one I think doesn't have much of a tint, but yeah, it's white, but I'm pretty sure Eswatini has white plates too, but I think you get all sorts of coloured tints in Eswatini, so yeah, and in Lesotho, you'll see mountains in Lesotho and Eswatini, but in Lesotho they'll be more rockier. Like I don't know how to explain it, but yeah. Yeah, I wasn't talking about rocky. This location will explain it a bit better. So you see all these sort of mountains. They usually have a bit flat on the top. They can be a bit rocky too, though. And yeah, you have these yellow side lines and the white middle lines. This is a typical Lesothoan location. And also, just another good way is we look around. We don't see as many trees as Meswatini. We just see there's greenery, but not any trees though, and a lot of long grass. See, that will bring us to Eswatini. Now here we are in Eswatini, and as you see, there are way more trees around. You see all these trees here and there. You wouldn't see this much in Lesotho. And also this long grass. You usually don't see this long grass in Lesotho, but you do see in Eswatini. So the vegetation is probably the best way to tell these two countries apart, but there might be others as well. But that's the one I used to tell these countries apart, and the white Google car, of course, in this country too. Right, moving on to Madagascar. In Madagascar, the coverage is very limited. You see, we have bits just in the capital Antananarivo, up here, and a little bit on the west coast. I'll go to Antananarivo. In Antananarivo, well, you mostly Madagascar, not just Antananarivo. You have just Trekka, so you get this Trekka African-looking area. If it's African-looking area, you've got Trekka. It's probably Madagascar, most likely. So yeah, that could be a clue. Usually on the west coast you can get this boat coverage or sail boat coverage, but you usually get this boat coverage. You see this sort of coverage, and you see if the sun's in the north, I guess, and you have this coast in the east, and you're probably on the west coast of Madagascar. Here's some other trekking area in Madagascar, so the coverage is pretty diverse. You can also, I believe, you can get some Google car pushed by people or pulled by like animals and that. Yeah, the coverage is very diverse in Madagascar. That's something to pay attention to. So, it can be really hard to determine it, but it's a bit of a guideline, I'd say. And the last person we're talking about in this video is Reunion. Reunion has a very unique Google car. As you remember, in Ghana, we had tape on the front bar of the car. In Reunion, you have it on the back bar. Same side bar on the back bar instead of the front bar. So that's the difference from Ghana. And there's also these mirrors. Even if you just see this part of the car, you can say this is Reunion. This is a unique car to Reunion. Sorry, the French word Reunion. But yeah, if you see this sort of car in this part of the car, and then this is a Reunion Google car. You only find in Reunion. Any other landscape? Quite unique, I feel. Oh, we're here in the sort of central east part, was northeast part of the island, but yeah, Reunion is located here, by the way, just east of Madagascar. So yeah, if you didn't know that, it's good to know as well. Guys, that'll conclude the video. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned at least something from that video. As I said, I'll be doing a Q&A after the tips video of Oceania. And yeah, I guess that'll conclude it. Yeah, leave your Q&As in questions, in the comments down below. And I'll see you guys all in the next video. Goodbye.